I'm a bad boy. I know I keep promising that I'm going to make a mod video, and I did twice, actually. But I'm trying to find the best solution for hosting mods, because I keep finding new ones. So I think what I'm going to do is I probably will just leave them on the original sites that they're at. When I find a good mod, I'll post it, and I'll make a video for it, and just start a mod spotlight series. You know, it's like I have enough time to do that, but I don't really see any other practical way to do it, because, you know, every time I find one, I'm like, oh, and I can't add it to the video. And anyway, but there's some great mods. Obviously, these are two of them right here. Now, I did find water. The part that kind of irritates me is that it's on the other side of the farm. So that means I have to drive all the way over to the other farm to get water for my cows. I'm going to look a little harder around my farm, but this is what the spigot looks like. And of course it costs thousands of dollars to fill it up. Oh look, that actually connects the water hose. That's pretty cool. I wish I could find free water on this map, but I don't think that there is any. So we have to pay for it. Which I guess in real life you kind of do. Oh look, the hose goes back when it's done. That is so cool. That is really neat. Okay, and this is a Zun hammer. I use it for water and milk, but that's really cool that the hose comes off. That kind of stuff is, I didn't know it did that, and I've used this mod for years. I've had this mod for like 2 years. Almost the whole time I've had the game, I've had that mod, because once I started getting into the stop milk, which I've never actually used. Shh. I think this map has stop milk automatically, but we'll see. We're going to go when we see it midnight. Oh, we need to check once we get going here the productivity of the cows too. But we're probably going to have to make a couple trips back and forth to get water, because I think the cows are going to need more than 18,000 gallons. But that'll last us. That'll give us to 7 days, and then we'll just keep it like every day. We'll fill up once. That way we don't have to keep filling it up. But I wish there was a closer source for water. It's kind of silly that I have to go all the way to the other farm to get it. You'd think the guy would have a big hose. But I guess not. So how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're enjoying the new computer. I certainly am. I've been having a lot of fun playing all my games at much higher resolutions. It's funny though, this game really is not well designed for frame rates. Because like when I play Grand Theft Auto, I've got everything turned up all the way. That is an extremely aggressive game as far as its needs for system resources and its graphic quality. And it looks amazing. I mean, Grand Theft Auto looks incredible on this computer. And I'm getting like 70 to 80 frames a second, speeding through the middle of the city with full traffic on. It's raining, thunderstorm, you know, all of these special effects going on, and it doesn't slow down at all. And yet this game drops to 30 frames per second anytime I have more than like 2 vehicles on the map. So, you know, it's obviously a bad programming issue. I hope that they figure some of this stuff out for the next edition, but we'll see. I'm not holding my breath. Like I said, these smaller development companies, you know, on the flip side, and in Grand Theft Auto, or in Farm Sim's defense, when I did finally beat Grand Theft Auto 5, and when I watched the end credits, those credits literally go on for like 40 minutes. I mean, there's so many people involved in the production of that game. So it better run really well. This game, not so many people are involved. I would say probably, I don't know how many people work for the studio, but you would think maybe like 20 or 30 people. So I guess we could look at the in-game credits menu. Whenever I quit out, I can tell you exactly how many people are on the credits, but let me just say that there's a ton of people for Grand Theft Auto, and I can imagine it's probably 10 times as many people work on that, or more, than work on this. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, they've done a pretty amazing thing with this game, considering how, I think when, you know, 2013 was out, the game was not super popular. Since then, I would say there's a lot more people playing this game than there were with the 2013 version. Because of, and I'm not tooting my own horn, because of channels like mine, channels like Gun and Gamers, Brad M73, Castaway Dave, all these guys that are doing farm sim videos are bringing a wider audience to this game. I know that I got into the farming simulator. I watched a kid named Austin playing multiplayer on a farm in 2013, and he was making me laugh because he was like totally like this real anal kid, and he had all the trucks. Like he had this perfect garage set up with all these pickup trucks for his multiplayers, and he had each one. He's like, okay, Bob, you're assigned to pickup truck number 1, and Frank, you're assigned to pickup number 2. And then he had all these teenagers on there that were like, and they were just like driving the pickups around and crashing them into the garage. And he's like, guys. It just cracked me up. But that's what got me into the game, was watching them play. I'm like, gosh, that looks like fun. And so I looked at purchasing it, and then I found out that the new version was coming out in October. Or I think this one actually came out in September of 2014. And so I was like, well, I'll just wait till the new one comes out. And it came out, and I didn't really hear anything about it. And then I saw it on Steam, like they announced it, and I was like, oh, I forgot. And so I went ahead and bought it right away because I was like, I love this game. That looks like it's going to be fun. And I'll tell you what, that first weekend, actually the first 2 weekends that I had it, I just disappeared. I couldn't stop playing it. I mean, I played, I think the first weekend that I played it, I got it on a Friday night, and I literally played it till Sunday afternoon. Oh, that's so cool. I dumped it in. Awesome. Yeah, I played until Sunday afternoon, and I think I played like all night, Saturday to Sunday. I just stayed up and played and played and played and played. I couldn't stop. And from that point, it's been love. I mean, I really play this game pretty much, I don't want to say every day, but it's close to every day. That I play at least for an hour. I usually listen to, like I was telling you guys before, I usually listen to Bible study while I play. Or I'll record. I do one or two things. Let's see here. Alright, so we're going to check and see how the cows are doing. Ooh, red. Withered. Oh, that's sad. Those are the crops that don't belong to me, and they've gone south. Okay, so we have 0% productivity, even though the cows have been fed. I don't know why we're getting 0. We might have to pass the hour mark. I think you might have to go through a full hour before the productivity starts going up. Got some liquid manure. We have no manure. The reason being is we don't have any straw yet. So the milk tank is starting to fill up slowly. And they have 18,489 liters of water, or 499 liters of water. I think, we'll probably go grab some more. We'll do one more water run. I'm going to poke around the farm one more time just to see if we don't have water. I'm just shocked that we don't have water up here. I may have to sell those wood chips as our water supply diminishes. Let me walk around this area and see if I can find a hose. I'm pretty sure I didn't see one, though. I mean, there's nothing back here. Nope. Nope. But I wonder, can we fill this with fertilizer and make it water? I don't think so, but we can try. Nope. Rats. Nope. You can make it water, but you have to use it as a fertilizer sprayer. Dagnabbit. I can't believe there's not a... Oh, Arthur. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Well, it is what it is. I hate that saying. Sorry. My father-in-law says it all the time. And I've gotten in the bad habit of saying it. Oh, it's not what it is. It is what you make it, is what it is. Alright. Life is like a box of chocolates. Oops, no. Let's see if it connected up. Does it do... Oh, look! That's so cool. This is costing a fortune. I don't know how I drove by that last time. I probably was looking right at you. Guys are probably all clunking your foreheads going, Arthur. I wonder how many comments I'm going to get on that one. It's right there, you dolt. Oh well, what are you gonna do? That's really cool. I'm tickled about that. Who thought water could be so expensive? It costs more than gas. All right, so we're pretty much ready to leave these cows alone for a couple hours. We fed them. They don't have complete mixed rations, but they have mixed rations at least. I don't think I'm going to do the mixing station yet. I've had people say, do the mixing station, and I don't really need it yet. Though for the cows, we probably could use it. Eventually, I think what will happen is we'll do the mixing station over on this side, and we'll use the baling equipment that we bought over on the other side. Because the pigs and cows, for the fattening, the cattle, they don't require as much food as the milk cows do. The milk cows require an exorbitant amount of water and food. So this is a place, this would be a prime spot for that kind of device. For that kind of device. I sound so professional. Where's the water? Durr. Oh! Sorry, Bessie. I tangled with one of the cows. I don't think they want to show animals getting injured because they would have to deal with ESRB rating system then if there was violence. But I was thinking it would be a cool idea to be able to have the cows, like if you crashed into them, they would get injured, or sometimes they would get sick just on their own, and you'd have to hire a vet to come out and take care of them. That'd be pretty cool. I think we need to have a vet. Wow, I mean, that's 30,000 liters of water, but it doesn't, look at their heads are underwater. We'll just leave them like that for now. We'll do that as a chore later, but for right now that should be enough water. So we're gonna park this up by the water installation, and we're gonna get to, let's see, what should be the next step. I think we're gonna put some NPK down on the fields and then cultivate them, seed them. I don't have to cultivate most of the fields because I have the seeder that cultivates as it seeds, so I'll be able to just spray all of them and then put the seeds down. But for that cornfield, sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning. I slept all afternoon. It's Sunday evening, and we're just gonna park this right here, so next time we can just come and grab it. It's probably gonna be right in the way, but. Alright, so this guy's done. Park our little truck. Yeah, I like this much better than the pickup truck. I think that this is a much more functional vehicle. And, let's go get that field cultivated, and then we'll start spraying all the fields. That's not going to work out so good, is it? I don't know why I parked. This is the tractor barn over here. I don't know why I parked the Fortis. But we'll just park this truck in here. That's fine. I love the way the window stayed down. I rolled the window down in the last episode. And even after saving the game, the window is still down. Alright, so. Got the Land Rover. Alright, but we don't need it right now. Alright. So this field needs to be cultivated. And actually, I wonder... Nah, you know what? I guess for the NPK, because you're spraying it, it doesn't really make a difference. It's not gonna change, right, because you're just doing it afterwards. It doesn't matter if you do it before. If it's manure or liquid manure, or lime. Oh, I didn't load the soil mod. Shoot, hang on, guys. Now I have to wonder, and I hope I didn't screw things up. The soil looks very nominal as far as its numbers, but if I remember right, it was anyway. So I don't think I changed anything, but I'm wondering if maybe running the soil mod and then turning it off will screw up the way that it reads, like the soil levels and stuff. So I'm seeing a pretty even 4 and 2 all the way around. I don't know. I hope not. If I remember right, these fields were pretty good. Like, the condition they were in wasn't too bad. But that could be because I ran it without it and then saved it. That might have screwed things up. I hope not. No, because I think he said PK is supposed to be 4 and N is supposed to be 6. Somebody gave me some good tips, and so they're both low, so that means we need to fertilize. And he said not to do the weed killer until the last stage, so like right before they're finished growing is when you put the weed killer down. That way you're not spraying every day just weed killer. If you need to get some kind of chemical on the field, then you use water. I'm not chemical, but if you need to get moisture into the field, you can use water. I don't know what our forecast is. Let me take a look here and see what we got going on. Nope, that's not the right button. Oh, alternate. Durr. Looks like it's going to be raining on Saturday. So we may not need to use any moisture, because that'll be our 3rd day of growth. This is fun. I'm excited. This farm is starting to come together. Like it's starting to be like an actual cycle going on. Oops. That's probably not the great thing to do. Let me pop this up. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited about 2017. The more I read about it, the more I'm getting excited. It looks like there's going to be a lot more animal husbandry, supposedly, that's going into it. Supposedly you'll be able to hand carry bales and throw them. I hope they fix some of the gravity issues. To be honest with you, I don't care if the graphics are... I would rather have game improvements over huge graphical changes, but it does look like they're doing a lot towards making the game look a little bit more realistic, which is cool. I'm alright with that. So they're going to work on, you know, textures and shaders, and the biggest thing from what I'm reading is the dynamic lighting. They've really kind of redone the way the light sources work so that the game, you know, really has a lot of atmosphere to it. Whereas right now it's got a little bit of atmosphere, but it's kind of, you know, it's still kind of cartoony looking, though I don't mind that. I've never been a huge, you know, I remember when Legend of Zelda Wind Waker came out, and people just hated it. They were like, this is the worst game ever, and they were upset because it was cel shaded, and they were wanting photorealistic Zelda. They wanted, you know, like what they came out later with. Oh, what's the next one that came out? My brain will get it here in a minute. Not Skyward Sword. That was the one. Oh my gosh. Twilight Princess. And so that one was like their photorealistic one, the one that everybody was waiting for. But people just kind of, they pooped on Wind Waker because it was cel shaded. But for me personally, and I've kind of talked about this I think before, so this is probably not a new subject. Sorry if I'm repeating myself or if you've heard this before. I really dug the game, and I think Nintendo did an excellent job of storytelling in Wind Waker. In fact, I think it was the most revolutionary of all the Zelda games that I played. It didn't follow the same... Well, it did kind of follow the same idea of, you know, Link has to unlock, you know, dungeons and upgrade his find 3, you know, of this and 6 of that and 8 of this and 7 of that and pieces of this to put all together. But, and of course, the Master Sword, which every Zelda has. But, the story was very different, and the way that they handled the land mass was very different. I mean, obviously, you sailed from island to island. You had a boat that you control the winds and sailed the boat around the islands. And I felt like, I don't know, I'll say necessarily revolutionary, but I do feel like it was revolutionary. It was a very different Zelda game than all the games in the past. And I think Twilight Princess, you know, was a great game, but it fell back into the mold of just another regular old Zelda game. It was the Ocarina of Time, but with better graphics, you know. And I mean, the story was a little different, but you know, it just had that same feel to it. And I think Wind Waker really broke the mold and was a very, you know, amazing game. Now, fast forward 15 years, and people started to realize what they missed out on, and now they have a high definition version, and people are praising, you know, what a great game it is, and they've gotten over that. You know, I remember, and this is still something that you see in the community, and you know, in the computer gaming community. You don't see it with consoles, though you see, and that's not true, you do see it with consoles. People that just harp on a game or a computer system or a hardware piece, and the only thing that they see are the frames per second. I mean, if you know, oh, I like this game because it plays 120 frames per second, or you know, it's got 109. This video card's awesome because it can do 190 frames per second. What most people don't realize is that your eyeballs, your eyes can really only see maybe maximum. I think some people are able to see up to 120 hertz or 120 frames a second. Most people, the average person's eyeball can only see about 60 frames a second. Anything over that is really not getting you any kind of benefit. So your computer might say it's got 120 on it, but you probably won't notice a difference. You might. Like I said, everybody's different. Some people do see it, some people don't. I had friends that, you know, and here's one example. If you have monitor refresh rates, some people had monitors, you know, back in the day that were like 50, the refresh rate, and it would give people headaches. And it can also, people can see the flicker of the monitor. Now, the higher the hertz rate, you can't see the flicker anymore because your eyes can't see those frames. So setting a monitor to 60 hertz would help a lot of people that had that issue where they could see the monitor flicker. And so, because their eyes, here's a phenomenon, okay? If I take my helicopter and I take my camera and I film my helicopter taking off, there will be a certain point where if I'm filming at 60 frames a second, those helicopter blades on the film are going to look like they're not moving. Why is that? Because the helicopter blades are spinning at the same speed that the camera is taking footage. So the blades are the blades are spinning at 60 frames per second, and the camera is filming at 60 frames a second. And what you end up seeing is no motion on the blades. There will be points where the blades actually look like they're going backwards, and that's an area that those blades are going to be spinning real close to the same speed that the camera's filming. Sometimes they'll look like they're going forward, sometimes, and you've seen it with car wheels and stuff like that. Like sometimes the wheels look like they're going backwards even though they're going forwards. It's because your eyes can only see a certain frame. It happens with your eyeballs too. And so when somebody sees a monitor and they can actually see the flicker, one person might be able to see it, but another person won't because their eyes work differently. And some, like I said, some people can see different refresh rates. So it's the same is true with video games. When you get over 120 frames a second, most people can't see. Now there will be some, but most people will not be able to see a difference between 60 frames a second and 120 frames a second. They just won't. It might feel different, but in most cases you will not notice a difference at all. It's all in your head. If I show you the numbers, you go, oh yeah, well this one's faster. But if I take the video and I say which one is 120 and which one is 60, and I play them both for you, you will not be able to tell which one is which. It's a 50-50 chance to guess the right one. So anyway, that was that kind of thing happened to Zelda. People were like, well, it's just cartoony and it doesn't look real. And you know what? If it works and the game is good, the graphics are not so important. And this new I don't want to say rash, but this new influx of games on Steam proves it. There's a ton of new games out there that have they're based on 8 and 16-bit graphics, and you know, they're super popular. Like Hyper Light Drifter is one of them. Ryan's been playing that, and it looks like, you know, Super Castlevania, or it looks worse. It actually looks like the old Castlevania, the original. Not even as advanced as that, but it runs smoothly, and it's a great game, and it's got a good story, and so you get past the graphics very quickly, and you delve into the quality of the game and the story. And I think people are finally at a point where they are able to get past, you know, well, it doesn't look real, but there used to be a lot of, you know, angst towards that. But anyway, I don't care if this game stays looking the way that it looks. I think it actually looks pretty good, and it'll be nice to have new lighting. That will make a big difference in how the game looks. But this stuff is pretty good looking. It's a little cartoony, but it's better than the Truck Simulator in a lot of ways. It's not as good as Grand Theft Auto. I mean, there's room for improvement. It's not as Spin Tires. Oh man, you could. I mean, that game has amazing textures, but still, it works. The game is good, so I can get past it looking a little dated. But you know, if they worked on that, but I think that they are working on the graphics. It seems like a lot of things that they're saying are the graphics are getting updated. So if they could work on the engine that makes the graphics, ooh, did I turn with that down? No, okay. That would be even better. You know, that way, hey, let's take advantage of multi-core processing. Let's take advantage of some of these higher-end video cards and put in some features that, yeah, not everyone's going to be able to use them, but let's use DirectX 11. Let's take advantage of multi-screen, you know, or MSA, you know, anti-aliasing, and advantage of, you know, the different shaders and stuff that are available for these higher-end video cards, because a lot of people are using them. And you know, like I said, Grand Theft Auto, it's breathtakingly beautiful now. I was playing it with this new system, and I'm you know, I finished the game, but I was playing LSPDFR, the police mod, and my breath was taken away at, first of all, how smooth it runs. I mean, it's just constant 60 frames a second, and how gorgeous everything looks. I mean, it just looks awesome. I was thinking, man, if the farm sim could only do that. I know, like I said, though, it takes a huge development team to get it to that place. So I'm not expecting that out of this game, but it'll be nice to see the changes and see what they do. I'm just excited. I think it's a good time for this game, and like I said, it's only a couple more months. I've got my evil plans for how I'm going to grow my YouTube empire. Hopefully they're not evil plans, but my idea is this, and it may or may not work. We'll have to see. But I'm going to, when I haven't had a vacation, I mean, I've had a day here, a day there, since 2014 in September was my last actual 2-week vacation. And I'm pretty burned out. It's been a stressful couple years. We've had a lot of financial problems. We've had a lot of family problems. Just, you know, a lot of bad stuff going on. And I'm pretty much, as a human being, worn down to a nub right now. I'm trying to keep everything going, but there's parts of me that I'm just having to shut off because I'm burnt. It's been crazy. It's been so busy. And so my goal is, when 2017 comes out for the farm sim, I am going to spend about 2 or 3 weeks putting together a series of tutorials. Obviously, you guys that have been around probably will not be super excited by them, because it's going to be stuff that you already know from watching my videos. But the idea is to get a bunch of new people in too, so that we have a bigger community. My second goal is to set up an actual server. I know I keep saying it, and I have a 2015 server that is right on the verge of being ready to get launched. I had it up and working last week, but then when Jared and I went to do testing, he could connect, but I couldn't. Go figure. I'm in the same house as the server, and I couldn't connect to anything. Once I started the server, I could no longer get any multiplayer games to work. Farming sim multiplayer. Like, I couldn't get on and see the list of multiplayer games. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that, whether I was just having strange internet problems, or whether there's actually something going on between this computer and the one that's broadcasting the farm sim. So, but the server is working. Jared was able to connect to it. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to use mods. I mean, I'm definitely going to use mods, but whether I'm going to use what mods I'm going to pick, and also which DLCs I'm going to require. I may not require any. I was thinking I was going to do this one and that one, but really, for the farm that we're on, the only one that I will definitely be requiring is the historical pack, which is free. So you'll have to have that, you know, the historical DLC, but that's the only one that you're going to have. So I may not do IT Runner, and I may not do any of those, because the farm is small enough that we're not going to need like all that heavy stuff. But we'll see. But the goal is to do it. We're gonna like I said, the server's only gonna be up while I'm on playing, so I'm gonna have to make some kind of schedule, and that's hard because I'm super busy. There we go. This is all cultivated and ready to go. So now we're gonna put down NPK on all of our fields, and we have to do it on the grass too. See, I'm a bit concerned because this field is all one perfect layer of 4.2, and I think that's bad. I think we may have reset the soil mod by mistake. And that kind of sucks because it's not the end of the world, but it also means that this next harvest is going to be a little bit too easy, if you will. So we're going to slow this down here. And that was fun. I love this. This is such a cool cultivator. It's so fast. I don't know what you call it. Like, is that a ripper or what you call it? But it does a great job. Hang on here. I'm trying to find my print screen button. We need a picture for this episode. There we go. Rolling picture. Screenshot taken. So I shouldn't have to cultivate any of the other fields, like I said. Just the one just that one. All right, so we're gonna wash this off and put her away, and then we will get this guy out there with the fertilizer and get our support truck. We're gonna have to do all the grass fields too, like I said. Oh, knock it off. Tractor reversing by itself. I think that's part of the engine mod. Sometimes there's a bug there. The tractor just starts rolling backwards. It's a little dangerous there. Alright, and we're done with that segment. So let's pop this away. And I think we're going to need a big tractor to do this. Hold on one second, folks.